Hello, what's your name?
Lojaina Maftouch.
And who are you?
I'm in Esquerra Republicana de Catalunya, so I'm an elected person here working in Vilanova Geltru in the areas of social services, health, a part of housing which is related to the risk of not having a house here in Vilanova Geltru, and also funeral services.
Okay, and since when are you in Catalunya?
I was born here, so I've been here all my life, and also I actually been here all my life in Vilanova Geltru.
Okay, and when you were younger and there was like in 2017 the referendum here in Catalonia, what happened here in Vilanova? What's your experience about the referendum?
I actually wasn't here because I was doing an Erasmus in France, but I had all my family here and all my friends here that were very strictly participating in the referendum of 2017. It was a very difficult moment for the Catalan people. There was the aim of having this self-autodetermination, and so for that there was like this. This aim of having a referendum, so people can choose if they want to have this self-autodetermination, or like they want to be independent, or we want to stay with into the Spanish government. But as it was very complicated, we organized a lot of schools here in Catalonia, and especially here in Vilanova. We were opened to have this referendum done. People were very volunteering in every step that was for this referendum to happen. It was very difficult, the organization, because it wasn't an ordinary election that you have the money to make the impressions of the list, like of the papers and all that stuff that it needs to have done, so for the election, because every year in the budget of the institution we always have a part of this budget for an election. For example, this year we had in our budget the money for the municipal elections, and we don't have actually a lot of money for the general elections, but we can make modifications of the budget, so we can have this in our budget. But at that time was not possible because it was illegal to have money, like public money, to have this referendum done. So like every people and a lot of entities, they organized this referendum. It was very difficult for this part of the monetary part, but also it was very difficult because there was a repression from the police, from the Spanish police, in the same day. You know, as you may know, people slept in the schools. So because we vote in schools here in Spain normally, so people were sleeping in the schools. So at the other day in the morning, we could have the school open for people can go to vote. So it was very difficult, this part, but also it was very difficult at the moment that the Spanish police came to the schools with the intention of people not voting in the referendum because they consider it illegal.
Okay. And about here in Vilanova, there was like a bit of violence. There was a tense moment,
there was a lot of tense moments. Actually, we have here in Vilanova people that are in judicial procedures because of the
this
referendum.
referendum.
At that time there was a mayor which is from the party of Junts per Catalunya.
Okay.
Who is she actually being also prosecuted for her vinculation with the independentist movement and the 2017 referendum. So there was repression, not police repression as we could see in the news, in the sense of physical violence. There was some kind of physical violence, but not that intense as we could see in the news in other parts of Catalonia, that there were this physical violence. But there was another type of violence, which is like the posterior violence, which is the judicial one.
And what happened to her? Where is she now? Is she still in Vilanova?
She's still living in Vilanova.
Okay.
She's not mayor, but because she didn't win the election of 2019. But she's still being with different judicial procedures. Her name is Neus Lloberas. You can search for it. So it's very interesting. Also, her case.
Yes, and I mean, and the reason why she's not being like still the procedure is still not finished, or
still not finished.
Still not finished. But like practically almost everyone. Here in Catalonia that participated, like there is there is this constant
there is this constant fear that someday they are going to search for you. I have a friend here in Vilanova, Geltru. She was general director of the Generalitat de Catalunya, and it's not because of independence, but you have always the fear of people. Like the telephones being
searched
and all the stuff. So yes, and her case actually they came one day, the national police of Spain. They came to her house and got her to the commissary without knowing why or what did she do. So there are very complicated moments that people that were working in La Generalitat de Catalunya, but also in the municipal institutions, that they actually have this constant fear of that someday something is going to happen to them.
Okay. And do you think, related to that, do you think there will be the possibility to organize a new referendum here in Catalonia? What's your opinion about that? And in general, what's your opinion on the future of Catalonia?
I think that we had a referendum, and I think that we have to search different alternatives of have this independence.
Okay.
And for that, I think that something very good that La Generalitat de Catalunya did with Pere Aragonès as the leader was this table of negotiations with the Spanish state, so we can search different types of cooperation, so we can have this independence someday. But this is something that is going to come step by step. Not having this unilateral self-autodetermination, because what happened then, it's a lot of people in prisons, others that had to go to exile, people that are being persecuted now in 2023. So we had a lot of stuff going on, which is very difficult. We have a referendum, people voted and people said what needed to be said, and now we have to search how to make this independence possible.
Okay.